because I stay fluid. But the main topics we're going to talk about is how the Democratic Party has admitted that they want to destroy America. Got to stop them fools. Good morning. Got to stop them fools. They want to destroy America. Also, I have a different question because I want to have a lighter topic to also discuss. And that is, do you think LeBron James, basically, has LeBron James ruined his chances of being considered the GOAT? Like, was that a weak move, what he just did? I think it's a weak move, but I think like almost every move LeBron does is weak. So that's a whole nother conversation. So while we walk into the spot, and when we get there, we're going to talk about, I'm going to monologue for a little while. That's me just talking about what I want to talk about. Right, I'm going to monologue. Just give me a minute. We almost on spot. So yesterday, for everybody that don't know, I was filming the people playing basketball in our community. And there's a couple of things. Hey, look at this is what they're giving out today, fam. Shout out to these guys. Now imagine if they would have did this in a different type of community. Kids would have came over here, bust all the glasses, would have took all of those things, not even took them home to have fun with them. They would have just broke them right here. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, people ain't even raising their kids no more, fam. They just letting their kids do whatever they want to do. Anyway, yesterday we was filming basketball. A couple of things I want to say. First, I want to give a shout out to Justice. I want to be clear on this. He was not the best player on the court, but he performed the best yesterday, in my opinion. In my opinion, he performed the best. Now, there's a couple of things I want to say before I get to the content, because I want to talk about that basketball game yesterday so y'all can understand why this is something for me. So, I don't really work with Justice. The most work I do with him is be in opposition, because that's all I got the opportunity to. Morning. One day, Justice will work with me, and whatever we're doing, there will be progress. And then the next thing I know, for like 3-4 weeks, he won't work with me at all. I don't know what that's about, but that's his right. And whenever he does work with me, I see a lot of progress, in my opinion, for the thing I'm working with him on. So everything y'all seen from just yesterday is basically him and whatever coach he's been working with. Like, more than anything I've ever done. I'm saying all of this because I'm about to tell you something. When I first moved to this neighborhood, the players that were the older kids and the young adults used to trick the kids that right now, the ones I work with, trick those kids into being terrible basketball players so they could stay on top. Now, I've been saying this for a couple of years now. So around here, this is what's gonna happen. Them other players that I've been working with, and I've been doing this on purpose, they're getting older. Not just Justice, because I don't work with him that much, but I work with other kids who's just as good as Justice. Right? They're gonna get older. And then when they get older and they realize that y'all been tricking them, that y'all not really as good as y'all act like y'all are, that y'all, good morning, that y'all were only as good as y'all were because y'all was pretending and doing all this weirdo stuff and not being fair to them and cheating. All of that is gonna run away. I'm trying to, like, they got the truck right here. I'm gonna walk over there a little. So I thought that was dope. Shout out to Justice. He was just incredible yesterday. Tenacity. The boy's like 14 and he was busting some kids' asses that was like in their 20s. You understand what I'm saying? And he was killing them. So now, there's the other stuff I want to say about that, but I want to move on to our topic. So shout out to Justice yesterday. And I want to be clear on something else real quick before I move off this topic. There were other kids there were other people there that was playing that I promise you have way more technical skill than Justice. But you can't hard. You can't teach hard. You understand? Like, you can't teach that. Somebody has that or somebody does not have that. You understand? Because there's one kid that's there, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to embarrass him, but there's one kid that's there that has a better handle, a better jump shot, a better passer, He's a better actual basketball player, but he does not perform better than Justice ever. And it's because of heart. You got a warning. Now, with that being said, let's get to it. Y'all people that side with the Democratic Party, y'all have zero excuse now. The Democrats have openly come out and said that they want to get rid of Congress. The Democrats have openly come out and said that they want to change our Constitution. Now, let's go back to when they created the Constitution. Why did our forefathers and the people who created the Constitution basically create the three-party system, the three branches of government? The reason why they created the three branches of government, because they assumed at some point some people were going to come along and try to change the laws. The three branches of government makes it so much harder to change the laws. Now, if there was two branches of government, people could more easily collude. Do you understand this? But since there's three branches of government, the executive, what do they call the Congress? Congress, I guess? The House or whatever the hell. And, and the judiciary branch, right? So that makes it harder to make laws or to step on the people or to screw the people over. The Democrats want to get rid of Congress. The Democrats want to change every single law that allows for a president to work. Imagine so basically they want to get rid of all of these laws. They want to destroy our government because they don't like Donald Trump. So they want to make, just so we can be clear, a lifetime decision over a moments of uncomfortability. So they've only been uncomfortable for a moment, and they want to change over 200 years of American justice system, of American politics, because they're uncomfortable for a minute. I'm never going to stop talking about this. I don't want LGBTQ stuff in the schools. Imagine if the Democratic Party could just, do whatever they wanted. Do you understand where we would be at? The Republicans are consistently the ones that are trying to go through the actual process. The Democrats are the ones that's trying to subvert the process. Why would you want to get rid of Congress? Imagine if somebody's the president and they stack the Supreme Court and there's no Congress. What kind of checks and balances would there be? I'm going to say that again. Imagine if the Democrats had the presidency and there was no Congress and they stacked a Supreme Court, which the Democrats also want to get rid of. Just so we could be clear, the Democrats want to get rid of Congress and the Democrats want to get rid of the Supreme Court. So the Democrats want a king, because if there's only a president, there's no Congress, there's no Supreme Court, then that means the president is the king. So why do they keep saying that there's no kings? I need an explanation. I'm going to explain this again. The Democrats want to get rid of Congress. The Democrats want to get rid of the Supreme Court. But they also scream, no kings. I think that lady calling the police on me. Call them. But they also scream, no kings. What do you think we would have if we voted for a president, we had no Congress, and we had no freaking Supreme Court? We would have a king. You can't trust the Democrats. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. They can't be trusted. I'm going to say this one more time, then we're going to move on. Because I don't think people really understand what's going on. The Democrats say no kings. They've been having marches, protests, all types of weirdo stuff For how many years now? Saying no kings? But yet, they want to get rid of the Congress and they want to get rid of the Supreme Court. If they got rid of the Congress and the Supreme Court, guess what the president would be? Why do y'all believe these people? Like, I don't understand. I need somebody to explain this to me. How can you be a Democrat? It just doesn't. Good morning. How can you be a Democrat? It just doesn't make sense. Every single thing they say that they don't want for others is what they're trying to do for themselves. How can you trust those people? How can you trust them? Every single thing they're saying they're trying to prevent the Republicans from doing, they are literally trying to do. Not some of the things, 100% of the things. Hold on. They said that Trump's trying to steal the election. So we should want to secure the election. Not a problem. Let's have the Save America Act, because that's going to make it so you have to have federal ID. That's going to make it so you have to have federal ID in order to vote. That's going to help secure our elections. What do the Democrats say? No. So the Democrats accuse Donald Trump of wanting to steal the election because he's making it more secure. The Democrats are accusing Donald Trump of trying to steal the elections because he wants to make it so only Americans can vote. Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening? That lady's still hanging out over here. I don't know if she's waiting for somebody or calling the police on me, but call them. They know I'm out here. They know. I'm about to go stand in front of the police precinct in a little while and do more of the show. They know. She cute though. So I want to be clear. Every single thing that the Democrats accuse the Republicans of doing, the Democrats are actually doing. Do you know who that is a staple of? You got it, Satan. Satan always accuses, and the people who work for Satan always accuses godly people or people that's doing the Most High's work as doing whatever the thing is that they're actually doing. They're always bearing false witness. That's their number one thing to do. Lie. So just so we can be clear, the Democrats say they want a secure election, but also they don't want anyone to have to show an ID when they vote. Democrats say that Republicans are racist, but Democrats think black people and women are too stupid to know how to go get an ID. But the Republicans are racist. Intelligent enough to go get an ID. A damn ID. Republicans is the party of non-tolerance. But anytime you say anything to a Democrat that they don't agree with, they immediately start yelling, screaming, and accusing you of being a Nazi. Like, you can do this with every single thing that the Democrats say. Like, everything. Like, 100% of the things the Democrats say is hypocrisy. Yeah, y'all better save y'all party, man. You see the people speaking out like Van Jones, y'all better save y'all party. Y'all already ruined, and so let's back up a little. I want to say something. When Obama got into office, we elevated black women high as heck for years. Black women were elevated, right? They were allegedly the best women in America. Whatever, man. Right? That's what we did. Over that period of time, since black women have been elevated, we watched them on social media doing the most insane shit. Then we watched them take the most insane positions because they want to defend the Democratic Party. Nobody is more Democratic. Nobody is more of a Democrat than black women. They are really, and this is not me knocking them, this is just me stating the fact. Black women and white women, there's no people, they're the most liberal people in America. Them and gays, I guess, now, right? So now look at where black women are. All social media does is post things pointing out black women with bad behavior. You think that just started because black women had bad behavior? Or do you think that started because there was a whole entire country that was told that this was the best of us while they have millions of them walking around being the worst of us? Stop elevating people. Elevate God. We're not supposed to elevate people. We're not supposed to look up to people like they're our God. We already have one. Yahweh. So we went from a culture, black culture, where finally we were living in a country where racism was not the most prevalent thing. Then Obama gets elected. Now we can't stop talking about racism and everything. Even shit that don't got nothing to do with racism. I'm tired of watching these videos on social media of my people acting a damn fool. Just an absolute fool. And then the worst part isn't that they're acting a fool. The worst part is after many of these videos get posted, other people condone their foolish behavior like they did the right thing. This is a mental illness, fam. We have to do better. And until we start holding people accountable for the right things, we won't be able to. Y'all got to start holding people accountable for the right things. Y'all want to hold black men accountable because they want to date white women. Hell yeah, what the hell? Almost every black woman I know talks about, not everyone, because I know some that's married and they don't talk this way. But the ones that aren't married, all they talk about being is independent. What kind of stupid ass nigga, and I'm saying that on purpose and I'm gonna curse again because it don't make no sense. What kind of stupid ass nigga gonna go get into a relationship with a woman that wanna be independent? Are you dumb? That's the equivalent of a woman getting into a relationship with a man who is openly saying, I'm just gonna bang all the shorties. Yeah, I'm just gonna be banging everything. But we should get married. Fam. And that's one of the main reasons why I can't stand the Democratic Party. Because they destroyed, we were working to, y'all don't, okay, so I'm gonna just rewind some and then we're gonna talk more about the party. I was alive in the 1980s. The black women we had in the 1980s would be so embarrassed of the black women we have now. Because when I grew up, it was about family. I don't know when it turned into just about having kids. I don't know when that happened. But when I was growing up, men wanted to find a wife, and women, all women, wanted to find a husband. All men wanted to find a wife. Like, this is what we wanted. This was ingrained in people since they was children. Now, we have a whole entire society of a culture of people where over 50% of them, it seems, is not even interested in having a godly union. Think about that. Now, how are we supposed to fix this if we are out here also just having our little girls and our little boys running around just doing everything with each other? Since people don't understand energy, and since people don't understand actually what sexual contact is doing, they're out here just having sex with everybody and ruining their spirit, ruining their connection with God. Because y'all don't talk to y'all kids about God. Ruining their connection with God. Ruining it. Let's get back to these Democrats for a minute. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so pissed off at the Democrats. Because I'm tired of them tricking our people. Oh, she was waiting for a dude that I knew? I mean, I know damn near everybody. They're so stupid. Yo! Explain it to me. I mean, I'm here, I'm listening. I would like an explanation. I would like to understand. Every single thing that the Democrats accuse other people of doing, they are actually doing. Okay, so hold on. Let's back up for a second. I want to say something. So look at this Iran situation. Wait, hold on. It's going to rain? Thunderstorms likely afternoon. All right. So hold on. Pay attention. The Democrats say they want an election that can't be tampered with, right? But they also, okay, fam. Okay, fam. That's my homie. She was a cutie too. Not my type, but just because she's not my type, that don't mean she's not attractive. There's a lot of females that are attractive that ain't my type. I'm not into it. But also I'm weird because I'm generally only interested in like one female at a time. So I'm just weird like that anyway. I don't know why God made me that way. That's why I won't date somebody I'm not attracted to. Because I already know. You know what I'm saying? I only like one girl at a time. Oh, he was helping her. Oh, he let her in. He don't even know who he is. Nigga, you could have just let some chick in there that's stalking some dude. I don't help people like letting people in places I don't know if they belong because I get stalked. So I know how that feels. So I don't let people into places I don't think they belong because I get stalked. Like I got that dude stalking me now. Like I get stalked. So I don't let people into places that I don't know if they belong. I just don't do it. Oh, he was with her. He had to wait until his thing worked. Anyway. Damn, this shit is crazy. Let's go walk down here. Also, when I walk this way instead of, it's just shorter, yo. It's just so much shorter. Like, it's so much shorter. Like, if I walk the other way every single time, I'd be walking like a couple of extra miles every time I did this. Not extra miles up. Because I make the walk like 3-4 times, right? Morning. I make the walk like 3-4 times sometimes, right? Sometimes more. Yeah, I be walking miles. Anyway, so I want to be clear about something. I don't think, and this is my opinion. One, I don't think that you could be a follower of Christ and vote Democrat. So whenever I see somebody that's act like they love God and they're also liberal, I don't say nothing, but I don't believe you're a follower of Christ. And I think you might want to be, don't get it confused. But I don't think that you could root for a party that goes diametrically against God. In the Bible, God says that you need to invite him into all aspects of your life. And then we got people that think God isn't supposed to be in politics, even though there's like a whole book in the Bible that talks about the laws and stuff that we supposed to be living by, which is politics. There's an entire book, Proverbs. Go look at it. I don't know what to tell you. There's another book on governance, Corinthians 1, I think Corinthians 1 and 2. That's on governance of people. So the Bible talks about laws. The Bible talks about the governance of people, governing people. Why in the hell would y'all believe that you're not supposed to have politics? Like, that don't make sense. Oh shit, somebody busted a nigga window out? Why would they do that? I mean, I'm not a fan of the guy. I could just imagine why they did it. I don't want nobody to be burning nobody's property though. That's crazy. But I'm not a fan of the guy. So they could have did it for a couple of actually no good reason, but they could have did it for reasons they thought were good reasons. I don't know. That's kind of crazy though. Anyway, yeah, I don't really care for food. When I first moved over here, he did something at the park that basically almost got me injured. And when I turned around to say something about it, like everybody at the park was just like siding with him. Like I ain't gonna lie, I think it was like a plan or something, like the way it went down. And then tried to make me seem like I was crazy, that the dude almost injured me twice, because he almost injured me twice. First time I was like, yo, fam. And then the second time it happened, I'm like, yo, fam. Yeah. Nigga fat and out of shape now. He's like a kid back then. Now he like a young adult, some shit. He fat and out of shape. Same kids that was looking at me, making fun of me, and how now I'm in better shape than you. You feel me? You in your early 20s, I'm in the whatever age I am right now, and I'm in better shape than you. You feel me? Just the year before last, you was in better shape than me. You feel me? But now I'm in better shape than you. You feel me? Hey, fat, out of shape now. But that's what happens when you're not doing what God wants you to do. I work at a pantry. My house is full of food. I still fast. You're not like me, fam. People I still fast, fam. And just randomly, just so we can be clear. Like 2 days ago, I didn't eat. Not no reason. I had food. It was 2 or 3 days ago. I just didn't eat. I just fasted. Only thing I had was coffee or some shit. Other than that, I just fasted. I be fasting like 3-4 days out the month, fam. Y'all better work on getting closer to God. And then when you find out what fasting actually does and how it actually helps your health, maybe you'll do it more. But yeah, fasting is good. Food actually does deteriorate our body if we eating too much of it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta eat the right things, and you gotta fast, man. Fasting is good. Yeah. What's up, fam? All right. Thank you. There's a guy standing there, so usually they just have the thing so you could just walk through, so they don't have to keep clicking it. But there's some people standing out there. He doing his job. He not gonna just allow people. Shout out to the officers that work here. And that's another reason why, I just want to do this real quick. And that's another reason why when people be like, oh, officers they must have got, but no, man, a lot of these dudes, they like police work, don't get me confused, but they'd rather just go to work and not have to arrest anybody and just pick up a check. Y'all people that think everybody want to go do paperwork and stuff like that, there's something wrong with y'all. Every time y'all break a crime or do something you're not supposed to do, it's because the officer got an attitude problem. It's not because you was in the wrong. This is crazy. That's another thing the Democrats want to do. The Democrats want to get rid of police. Do y'all see what's happening over in Europe? The Democrats want to make America like Europe, where there's no police. People just doing whatever they want to do. In Europe, you got great gangs. And I'm going to explain to you what the great gangs is real quick. Pardon me, because I used to have a misunderstanding about what the great gangs were. Basically, they go get your little girl. They convince her to basically be passed around to multiple dudes. And now this is what she do almost every day. She just goes to a place and allow most dudes to just pass her around from some foreign country. And this is morning. And this is what's happening with those great gangs in Europe. That's what they're trying to bring to America. If they try to bring that to America, us as regular citizens, we can't wait for the police, fam. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is part of the problem we have. Every last one of those people couldn't even be bothered to pick up a bottle of theirs and throw it in the garbage that's right on the outside of the gate. Look how close the garbage is. Every last one of these people couldn't be bothered. So while they were already walking out of the gate that they have to go out of to throw their garbage away. Like this is a problem. This is what we living in right now. This is a problem. I don't know. She looking fine over there. Mexican girl. Them Mexican chicks that be having bodies on them. They be working. And Mexican women is going to give you babies, fam. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think a woman that's going to give you babies is way more desirable than a woman that just looks attractive. You going to give me babies? And I like the way you look? And you going to give me babies? Sheesh. So the Democrats want to get rid of police. Name me one civilization in the history of civilizations that did well with no police. Just name me one. They want to get rid of police. They want to get rid of prisons. So every single murderer and killer that's currently locked up in jail, every single rapist that's currently locked up in jail, every single cannibal and people that's eating people, the Democrats want them free and on the street. Do you understand these people are sick? Every single criminal, every single terrible person, every single person that probably should be unalived because they're that terrible. The Democrats want them on the street and free, and also don't want us to know who they are so they can move about however they want. They're not hiding any of this, by the way. They're pretty open about all of this. They're open. This is part of their platform. This isn't something that they're hiding from us and they're going to drop on us at the last minute. They're literally campaigning on this right now. Go check out and see how many murders happened in Chicago last weekend or this weekend. I know there was a lot of murders because we was doing hot celebrations this weekend across America. So I don't know what happened in Chicago, but I know a lot of people got killed. How would we imagine if there was no prisons? So take Chicago and make the rest of America Chicago, when you just got people running around shooting and killing people. And there's no prisons and there's no police. This is what the Democrats want. Explain that to me. Do you remember my son said that they should get rid of the police and basically hire the gangs in the community to be the police? First of all, that's insane. Don't get rid of the police. But what you can do is you can have local militias. I don't know if a militia could be funded by the government. I don't think they can. But you can have local militias. And that's what we need to start doing. Having local militias, the grown folks in the community working to keep the community safe from the community. And that's one of the main reasons why New York City needs to open up them gun licenses and allow for competent adults that's out here doing God's work to have freaking guns, because the criminals already got them. The people that want holding our communities hostage, they already got them. You know how insane it is that there's politicians that say the way that we save Americans from guns is by making guns illegal for everyone, not even acknowledging that the majority of people that get killed by guns get killed by people that was having the gun illegally. So making guns illegal don't matter. Don't matter. Hear it? It don't matter. What's up, fam? Making guns illegal don't matter. The criminals are still gonna have them. When you allow for regular citizens who are upstanding citizens to have guns, you make the community safer. The Democrats don't want no police. The Democrats don't want no jails. The Democrats don't want any prisons. What do you think is going to happen to our society if that happens? The Democrats want to get rid of Congress. The Democrats want to get rid of the Supreme Court. What do you think is going to happen if that happens? The people that can't identify a woman think that they're smarter than the individuals that wrote the Constitution. I'm going to say that again. The individuals that cannot tell you what a woman is think that they are smarter than the men that authored the Constitution. Do you know how powerful our Constitution is? Our Constitution is so powerful that it has survived coups. It has survived the Civil War. Our Constitution is so powerful that the Democrats can't do to you what they want to do to you until they get rid of it. They got to get rid of the Constitution in order to do the things to you that they want to do to you. Morning. We got to protect the Constitution, not get rid of it. We have to keep prisons in jails, not get rid of prisons and jails. And where are we going to put the people that's killing people? Where are we going to put the people that's raping people? Where are we going to put the people that's doing all the crazy stuff? We're just going to let them stay free? How is that going to make society better? How is that going to make society safer? Democrats. That's why every time I see somebody argue a liberal a point of view, I just look at them, fam. And I have to decide in that moment how much I like this person. Do I like this person enough to tell them the truth? Also, do I like this person enough to spare their feelings? Also, do I like this person enough to care if their feelings are hurt? Now, if I like this person enough to care if their feelings are hurt, it gets all the way down to there, I just don't say nothing. Because I don't know no way to help you. Is that home? Yeah, I think that's homegirl's wife. Hey. No, that's the other lady. There's these two ladies that live here that look the same to me. They don't look like sisters. They look the same. They're two totally different people. I need to go to the bathroom. You gotta walk around to the crib. Oh, no, we don't. Porta potty right here. Give me 1 second. Man, this shit is crazy. These people are crazy, yo. Now you see how I'm super loud today. Nobody's complaining. Whoever was the individuals that was complaining, just here that found the number and called and complained. They thought the police was gonna stop me from doing what I was doing. But shout out to the police over here. They not incompetent. And shout out to the people that live here and constantly tell the police and everybody else about how much they love that I do this. Because if they weren't doing that, maybe the police would think it was a problem. But the police, knowing how many people around here love that I do this and come outside, as you see, people say what's up to me every day. I'm going to start putting more of them on camera. So, yeah, call them. They're not going to stop me. They're just going to ask me to keep it down some. I'm going to keep it down some, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. I want to say something. I'm gonna walk back around. Let's walk the long way or the short way? Let's walk the short way. So I want to say something. I want to be clear about this, and then we're gonna get back to the show. I just want to say this. So wait, hold on. Did I fix my pants all the way? Let me tuck the shirt in. Another reason why my pants don't really be sagging or nothing like that. I keep the t-shirt on and I tuck the damn shirt in. It helps hold your pants up. Y'all need to start doing that. I don't know where all of this gay stuff came from that everybody want people to see their underwear, but I think that's gay. Just being honest with you. I don't think everybody that's doing it is gay, just so we can be clear. I just think that they all got that from gay people. Y'all just didn't know because the gay people was like tough or some shit. So since the gay was a tough guy, y'all didn't know. So y'all follow. Morning. So y'all just follow. I don't know. That's what it seems like. In any regard, I was about to tell y'all something. So, you know what? I'm just gonna stay on what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stay on what I'm talking about. But y'all gotta watch out who's trying to help y'all, because I'm gonna tell you what happened, and I'm gonna give you an example. And I'm not gonna use the example I was gonna use. I was gonna use the example of the park, because, all right, I'm gonna use that example. So y'all know how social media has been blown up with basketball. So when I first moved here, I told people that lived here, yo, social media blown up on basketball. Yo, we could get up in there to be man easy. And they was like, in their mind, thinking I'm trying to make money. And then I'm trying to explain, no, I'm gonna, whenever I post any of your stuff, I'm gonna like have a link, and then you could post it yourself, and then you could also tag me. I got a lot of followers. That lot of followers is gonna give you credibility, yada yada. These people are so busy trying to make it so that I don't win, that they just didn't win, right? So now they're older, they're young adults now. They see how hard life is, and now they want another crack at the shot. No, fam, I'm not helping you. I'll help the kids after you. Them, I'll help. I'm not helping you because you had the opportunity. You didn't want it. So no, I'm not helping you, and I'm not helping none of your friends. The kids that came after you, I'll help them. The kids that come after them, I'll help them. If the kids that came after you don't want it, like y'all didn't want it, then I won't help them. This is how I give it up. Morning. Okay. Because I know everything I do win. All I got to do is do it. And that's why, and I'm going to say something. When I was working with the Sharks, a lot of times I pulled out of things that I was helping them with. And that's why. I know the thing I do is going to win. It's going to win. Not some of the time. It's going to win 100% of the time if I stick with it. I'm always going to win. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. I'm not winning because of me. I'm winning because of the Lord. Because I'm literally going to put him first. You understand? So, yeah. So I will 100% back out of something if I don't think that that thing that I'm attached to deserves my energy. So no, I'm not gonna help them guys. Mom, I wanted to help y'all before. Y'all didn't want me to help y'all. Y'all was laughing, joking. Y'all thought life was easy. Now y'all full-blown adults, and you see that life ain't easy. Now y'all trying to double back, and I'm saying it right now. It is a no. I'm not gonna help you. The kids that came after you, I'll help them with their social media stuff. Y'all, I'm not, because I offered it. Y'all didn't want it until your life got difficult. Now your life's a little tough. Your parents ain't paying for everything. Now you're trying to figure out, I don't care. Not my business. Good morning. It's not my business, man. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. Y'all better get in y'all church. Y'all better start praying. Y'all better get closer to the Lord. Because I want to point something else out. When you out here in the world and you doing the Lord's work, you really can't be around certain energy. You understand? It's not more power than the Lord's energy. Don't get it confused. But imagine God wanting to help you, and you spending all of your time around people that he is not going to help, that he's not going to lend his energy towards, that he's not going to do anything to benefit because they work for Satan. Be mindful of that. God is looking at me many times like your whole life is a blessing. Like I have blessed you in a way, talking to me. He's blessed me in a way that make it obvious to anybody that know anything about me that he got his hands on me. So imagine then people attacking me. I keep trying to tell you, these people work for Satan. God got his hands on me in a way that if you love Christ, there's no way in the world that you could think that he's not active. There's just no way in the world. If you know anything about me. I got 35,000 subs on YouTube without making any videos. I didn't make any videos. I was making like 1 or 2 videos a month maybe. I got 35,000 subs. I wasn't even making videos. Something to be mindful of. Wasn't doing nothing. I mean, I was doing stuff. I was doing stuff in the name of the Most High. I was out in the world doing stuff to magnify his name. I wasn't doing anything on YouTube, really. So imagine a person living an extremely blessed life and you so removed from God, you think it's luck. You just think the person is lucky. Luck does not exist. Only God's will exists. Luck implies that there's things that happen outside of God's will. Nothing happens outside of God's will. Luck does not exist. It's a fabrication. It's a made up thing. It's a they, them. I don't know. Luck does not exist, fam. It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. The only thing that exists is the Lord's favor or lack thereof. Luck does not exist. So imagine mofos trying to, what's up, my brother? Morning. So imagine mofos trying to attribute God's blessings on your life to luck, coincidences. Those don't exist. They tricked you. In order for luck to exist, that would mean that God doesn't exist. You understand? God doesn't exist in order for luck to exist. Because God says that everything happens for the good of God. Everything. You understand? So that means that in order for luck to exist, God can't exist. So whenever you believe in luck, you're believing in not God. Morning. All right? You can't believe in luck and believe in God at the same time. I know you think that you can, but those are two diametrically opposed compositions of an idea. God isn't even an idea. The other one is an idea. Morning. So y'all better watch who y'all spend y'all time with. Y'all better watch who y'all be around. Y'all better watch who y'all talk to. Because I promise you, a lot of these people is out here playing gospel music, talking about God, everything else. And they probably really do want to worship the Most High. Don't get it confused. But the individuals that's bringing God to them or bringing God to them, they not worshiping God. They busy picking the Bible up and making stuff up after they read it. You understand? They're not worshiping God. How they gonna bring you to the real God if their God is whatever they agree with today? Whatever it is that they agree with, that's their God. I agree with this today, so that's gonna be my God. Tomorrow I'm gonna agree with that, so I'm gonna switch. That our police? Yeah, that's our police. Our police poked outside today. Maybe somebody put up a complaint about me. They be complaining about me all the time. They don't always tell me though. They just be watching out after the complaint come in. Man, they tricking y'all. I'm gonna say this again, and this isn't me trying to shoot at nobody, but I want to point something out. bring up a different point first. In the Bible, Jesus was not loved in his own hometown. You think that was an accident, or do you think that was on purpose? Everything works for the greater good of God. That was on purpose. God wouldn't allow for those people to understand who Jesus was. It wasn't just that they didn't recognize him or believe him. That was part of scripture. It was important for us to know who Jesus is, to know that he was going and he was helping people that didn't even believe he was who he was. He was helping people that hated him. He was helping people that wanted him dead to his dying day. That's Jesus. Jesus is not what they try to pretend him to be. He loves everybody. He does this. No. He flipped over tables in the tabernacle because they was doing things they wasn't supposed to be doing. Jesus called them snakes and vipers. Today, what would that be? Calling them motherfuckers and assholes? That's basically what he would be calling them today. I want to say this. Do y'all know what a curse is? Because I don't think y'all know what a curse is. I'm going to explain to you what a curse is. A curse is when you speak negativity over someone's life. That's a curse. Morning. A curse is not saying a bad word. Just saying that's foul language, and we should try not to use it. Don't get this confused. But a curse isn't saying bad words, vulgar words. A curse is wishing negativity on someone else's life. You want to know how we could do that? Whenever we speak negatively about someone else, we're putting a curse on their name. So imagine those individuals that you hang out with that talk bad about people all day. Now you know why they're miserable. Because when you curse others, you curse yourself. Why do you think those people are always miserable? The people that's always gossiping about everybody. Why do you think they always miserable? Because when you curse others, you curse yourself. That's how that works. That's why God says also to pray for your enemies. Also, we're supposed to pray for the protection of God, just so we could be clear. But we are supposed to pray for our enemies. But God also wants us to pray for our protection from those same enemies. That's not hypocrisy. That's genius. Good morning. So imagine, right? You got a person, because remember, Jesus was hated in his hometown. Imagine you got a person that moves somewhere, like myself. All I do is try to bring God to the people, like I generally try to do. Hey! Like I generally try to do, right? And the people that I'm trying to bring God to try to destroy me. They want all the worst things in the world for me. They want me dead. They want me homeless. They want me starving. They want me to do anything that can monopolize my time to prevent me from being outside and talking about God. But I don't stop. I keep going. They try to, they send people after me to attack me, which they have more than once. I gotta fight off attackers with weapons. Now imagine thinking that you're in the right when you hate a person that doesn't do anything but try to bring Jesus to the people. Imagine you thinking you're in the right. I think God wanted me to leave that church. And I think God had been telling me to leave that church for months before I left that church. I just want to be honest with you. Maybe over a year. But I was praying. I was wishing. That the things in the community would turn around and people would start showing up at the church. When I realized, way too late, I'm gonna walk this way. Should I walk the other way? Hey, we're gonna walk the other way. When I realized way too late why nobody was going to the church, and they're still not gonna. And I had a conversation with somebody in the church about what I thought the problem was. And then they said to me basically that wasn't an issue, it wasn't a problem. Well, I'm crazy. That's when I knew that nobody's ever gonna go to that church. They don't want to fix. Oh, I don't know that guy. Shit. Sorry. I gotta walk around. I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy. I gotta walk around. So just so we could, so imagine, right? I go to somebody in the church and I have a conversation with them, and you know, I don't know everything, so I'm not acting like I know everything, but I'm like, well, you know, I think this is an issue. You know, and I think this is an issue because I've spoken to some people in the neighborhood, and the people in the neighborhood, every time I bring up God, they love hearing about it. Every time I stop and talk to anybody about God, like I could feel it in them. For the most part, I could feel their energy wanting to come out of them, that this is something that they're craving. But when you go to a church and the church is more about politics, democratic politics, and more about the feminist movement, that's not what God is about. God isn't about the feminist movement. God isn't about liberal politics. God is about his politics and his movement. When I go to church, I want to hear about God's politics. I want to hear about God's movement. I don't want to hear about the Democrats. I don't want to hear about the freaking, the damn feminists. I don't want to hear about the LGBTQ. I don't want to hear about all this crazy stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I want to hear about God. I want to hear about the Bible. I want to hear about how I could apply that to my life. You know, I want to hear things like that. I want to learn more about things that I don't know about. No, and I'm not trying to trash nobody, but I'm just saying, how is God supposed to bless your church? How is God supposed to bless your church with, you know, members, and you're in the building that's supposed to be his home, doing everything but preaching his word? Trying to figure out how you could deform his word so you can push feminist agendas. Just saying. Now imagine being a man that's looking for Christ. Maybe something bad just happened to you in your life and you're like, I gotta go speak to God. And you come up in the building, and the people in the building, not all of them, but some of the people in the building, one, treat you like you just, you know, you're the most heathenest heathen that ever heathen. Just like you're just a lost cause, basically. Yeah, that's what it is. They treat you like you're a lost cause. A lost cause, that's how they treat you. And also, in addition to that, all they talk about is how women are more powerful than men. I don't know how you could preach the Bible and even say women are as same as powerful as men. Like, you can't even preach the Bible and say that. And just so we can be clear, I'll say a passage that proves it. God says that he made woman. He gave Eve to Adam as a helper. Look at this guy. Guy smoking a cigarette, right? Now, he was walking on the block, and for whatever the reason is, he just decided to turn around and walk in my direction. I'm just going to show you this so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Like, this is the type of shit that always happens. It's like people just want to smoke cigarettes around me. I don't know why. I hate coming outside. I don't know what this shit is about. I honestly don't know what this shit is about. But if y'all notice, I don't sit and talk with people for too long. And that's just me in general. And the main reason is I hate cigarettes. That's the number one main reason why I don't really talk to people that much no more. I just hate cigarettes. So I don't want to make friends with anyone that might smoke a cigarette around me. So you might be a great person, but I don't like cigarettes. I'd rather just not be your friend. I'm just being honest with you. And I don't care how great you are. I don't care about none of that. I just rather just not be your friend. This is what it is. I don't care what you can offer me or give me. I got God. I don't care what any human being. I got God and he show up. All right, so we're going to chill and wait for his cigarette to... Matter of fact, we're going to try to walk across the street. Nope. And he looking back, too, to see if I'm going to come by him when he's smoking. I am not capping, fam. I'm going to turn the camera back around. Look, I am not capping. I don't know why people do this. I don't know why it's so important to smoke cigarettes around me. Look, he's waiting for me. I don't know why it's so important to smoke cigarettes around me. I don't get it. I don't know why it's so important. I'd rather just never see you again a day in my life. I'm just being honest. We're gonna try to walk across the street and see if he follows us. Let's see how determined he is to make sure that I smell some of that cigarette. Let's see how determined he is. Look, he's trying to smoke that cigarette. This is how my life is, fam. You should see. This is crazy. See how determined he is. I don't be having my camera on, but you gotta see some of the things that these other people do. They be so determined to smoke cigarettes around me. Like, they be doing weirdo shit like crazy. And I don't know what it's about. I honestly don't. I think he's gonna try to walk in maybe at the same time I'm walking in. Like, I don't know. I don't understand what none of this shit is about. I don't know why you... Look. Oh, he's smoking something. It might be something other than a cigarette. Look brown, but I don't. If I see any smoke, I'm just gonna assume I don't want to go near. I just really hate cigarettes. You have no idea. I hate cigarettes so much that I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes I just start hating the people, and I gotta work on that. Not hating, but disliking. I gotta work on that. Like, I really hate. When I go to the thing on Friday, they always trying to get people to come around me and smoke cigarettes. It's freaking insane. Like, it's insane. So it's like, they just be trying to get people. It's not everybody, but some of the people there, they just treated me bad and did me wrong. So they're constantly trying to get other people to, like, do effed up stuff to me so they could then pretend like I was the problem. You know what I'm saying? So every Friday I got to deal with stupid shit that don't make no sense and unnecessary because they are terrible people and they want to try to make a point. Satan is always trying to make a point, fam. I promise you. Satan is always trying to make a point. God is never trying to make a point, fam. He show you what something is and then he go about his business. It is what it is. You deal with it. Good morning. How you doing today? I'm chilling. I love the print. Okay. Damn. Damn. He left earlier. We came back at the same time. Damn. She works in the one of the offices out here. She's one of the people that work here. One of the offices. Everybody love me, fam. I know black people hate when I say black people are the only people that don't like me. But you don't understand how true that is. I know they hate when I be saying that, but it's just true, fam. It's really just true. It's really just true. She cute too. I think she like me. She cute. She vapes. Yeah, yeah. I am not the guy. I'm going to explain this real quick. I'm the guy that gave you 100 chances before you knew I gave you one. Right? So I'm going to explain. A lot of times I just decide I don't never want to talk to nobody again. I promise you, I've given them more than 10 chances. I promise you that at least 10 or more times they've done some weirdo stuff that I said I'm going to try to keep the friendship together. And then when I finally say, this is enough, fam, I can't deal with this because I'm going to keep forgiving you, but I shouldn't have to keep forgiving you. Remember, God says, if your brother offends you seven times and you got to forgive him every time. But I shouldn't have to keep forgiving you because God also says that we're not supposed to be dealing with fools. So if I have to constantly forgive you, to me, you're a fool. Why am I dealing with you? Yeah. Look at Shorty. You understand? So people will say, oh, he's unforgiving. I promise you, I am forgiving. But that individual that's telling you I don't forgive people, I probably forgave him about 50 times or her about 50 times already. They're not telling you about that part. They're not telling you about how they're just a habitual line stepper. They only telling you about the last time they stepped over the line, now I won't allow them back into my life. That's what they only going to tell you. They're not going to tell you about all the times that they did something disrespectful or stupid and I gave them grace. They're not going to talk about any of those times. They're only going to talk about now I don't talk to them. Yeah, I don't talk to you. I think I'm going to tell you what it is. I think people believe the lies that people talk about me on the internet. And because people believe those lies, people just think things about me that ain't true. So they think I'm like trying to come outside to make friends when it's literally the opposite. Like I don't make friends because I'm trying to make friends. I make friends because I got good energy and people with good energy tend to like me. And the energy vampires, they obsess over me. You understand? So that's why I got to be cautious about the friends I make. Because the energy vampires, the evil people that try to steal your energy, like that coach, he trying to steal my energy. You understand what I'm saying? He not a good person. He an energy vampire. He trying to steal my energy. He ain't a good person. He doesn't know that I'm going to think this about him to the day that I die. He thinks that in his mind, he thinks that this is repairable. I'm telling you, for the umpteenth time, this is not, I can't even think about the last time I allowed somebody back into my life that did me dirty. I don't know when that was. There's people right now that might not make it to next year. I'm supposed to care, but I really don't that much because I don't think they're a good person. Fam, I'm not the one to do wrong. I promise you I'm not. I'm going to stay on that side. And for the people that know, you know. So for the dude that think I'm not. I promise you I'm going to die first. I promise you. That's your fault for thinking I was a liar. Oh, good morning. That's your fault for thinking I was a liar. I'm not a liar. I'm probably wrong about things. Everybody's wrong about things. But I do not never tell anybody anything knowing that something else, the opposite, is true. Or something different is true. Never. How am I supposed to keep my graces with God? How am I supposed to stay on the right side of God if I'm out here doing that type of behavior? I don't do that, fam. I don't care what you believe. That's another reason why I don't deal with fools. Because fools don't know anything. So everything you tell them, if it don't align with what they already think, they're going to think you lying. They're going to think all types of different crazy stuff that ain't true. Stop staying around fools. Let fools hang out with fools. They're going to end up screwed up anyway. Let them hang out with each other. You know how many people make more money than me? Have much more than me? And is not nowhere nearly as successful as I am? In life. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you all of my business, but a lot of people already know. You know, ain't nowhere near as successful as me. Not even close. Not even close. I've been on national television, fam. Not even close. I've been on national television, fam. Not even close. Good morning. I love that peach shirt you got on. Yes, ma'am. She got a nice man. I'll take it. Yeah. People crazy. Oh shoot, let me check my battery life. Because I only came outside with like 40% battery. I didn't have no battery when I woke up this morning. And I didn't feel like waiting for it to charge. Yeah. I felt like coming outside and doing the show. If I would have waited for it to charge, I would have got caught up doing something else. And then I woke up, I was cleaning up and stuff, so I would have got caught up doing something else. I wouldn't be here right now. You gotta be more consistent. It's crazy. Let's talk about LeBron James for a little while. Y'all mind? I want to talk a little bit about LeBron James. I want to say something, and I want to be clear about this. I don't think you can be the GOAT if you keep going to teams that are stacked. Now imagine allegedly being the GOAT, going to a team that's stacked, and y'all don't win. That has happened more than one time with LeBron. How in the heck did Miami lose to the Mavericks that year? The Mavericks, Miami had Wade, Bosh, and LeBron, and the Mavericks basically only had Dirk. How did they win that year? How did the Mavericks win? You want to know why the Mavericks won? Because LeBron is not the GOAT. That's why the Mavericks won. If you take Jordan and put Jordan on that team and take LeBron off that team, the Mavericks get swept. Morning. The Mavericks get swept. You take Jordan off that team and you put LeBron on that team, Mavericks don't win one game. Not one game. You want to know what's just as important as playing a good game? Being a closer. That's the problem y'all don't get. Y'all people that keep calling LeBron the GOAT. You have to be a closer to be the GOAT. LeBron is not a closer. When it comes to the end of the game, and I want the team that LeBron is playing to win, I pray they put the ball in LeBron's hands, because he can't score for real. He don't got a bag. Now, if he come out here to the park, he would absolutely decimate and destroy absolutely every single one of us. I'm not talking about LeBron's skills in contrast with a regular human being. I'm talking about LeBron's skills in contrast with an NBA player. I'm about to give you some. Why didn't Carmelo Anthony win Rookie of the Year? He had better stats than LeBron, and I think they went to the playoffs. I don't think LeBron went to the playoffs in his rookie year. Why didn't Carmelo Anthony win? So LeBron has decided to go to the 76ers, which just picked up Jaylen Brown, already has Embiid, already has that point guard, something with an M, I forget his name. He's nice. So LeBron just goes to stack teams. Okay, another reason why LeBron isn't the GOAT. Jordan played, what, 13 years, 16 or 13 years, 16 years, something like that, and got 6 rings. LeBron played how many years and don't have 6 rings yet? LeBron has had better teammates on his team. Don't tell me he hasn't. LeBron had Wade. Wade is better than every player that Jordan has ever played with. LeBron had Bosh and Love. At the same damn time. LeBron had Kyrie and Love. LeBron had Kyrie and Love, J.R. Smith, lockdown defender, and freaking Amon Shumpert, lockdown defender, at the same damn time. Let me look at my battery life before I decide which direction I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna walk this way now so I could talk to the guy so I could come back in the gate. Good morning. How you doing today? Good? X, I love that skirt. Have a blessed day. I love my neighbors. I like living in a community where you can come outside and you don't gotta worry about insanity. You could come outside and you don't have to worry about the guy that's outside because he's mad at his crib. He's mad at what's going on in his home, or she's mad about what's going on in her home. So she comes outside to try to victimize other people, or he comes outside to, I don't have to deal with that. And that's how come a lot of these parents are terrible parents, because their kids come outside and immediately try to start conflict. Come outside, don't have no freaking common sense about them or nothing, acting all crazy, but because in their home, that's what's going on in home, insanity. So they come outside and they bring the insanity to the outside. What up, fam? All right, say what's up to the people. All right? Yes, sir, have a blessed day. He said have a good week. Yeah, LeBron is, and so y'all people, LeBron can't close, fam. I'm gonna tell you what's a super incredible stat. Jordan has more playoff, and I don't even know if it's playoff. I think games just in general. Jordan has more 50-point games than he has games scoring under 20. That's insane. It's like something like that. He got more 40-point games or more 50-point games. He has games scoring under freaking 20. That's insane, fam. That's insane. Jordan won MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and scoring title in the same year 3 times. Nobody else has done that once. Nobody's done that once. Your GOAT, obviously in quotes, LeBron James, I don't think he's ever been on an all-defensive team. How are you going to be the GOAT? You can't stop the guy in front of you. I'm going to tell you the problem with basketball now. First, I want to say shout out to Justice because he played an incredible game yesterday. And I want to point this out because this is something that he did yesterday. You can't be the best player on the court if you're not playing offense and defense. If you're not shutting your man down, I don't care how much you score. Good morning. Because when I was growing up and we went to the park and you score 5 baskets, so you talking crazy. If your man scored 5 baskets, you couldn't talk crazy. You understand? Yo, what's up, fam? Y'all going to take some swings? Yeah. Where at? At the park. This one? Yeah. Oh, I'm circling back around with y'all, man. Y'all mind? We got some baseball going on, I think. We're gonna go see look at some baseball while I talk my crap. Got some baseball going on. I should probably still just walk around. Let me see. I'm just gonna walk around so they can set up. Yeah, we got 25%. I'm gonna walk around, continue doing what we're doing. I'll go all the way back around and then we set up. Let me see. Got some kids playing some sports. If I could get more of the kids outside playing sports, I would film it. But the only stuff I could get them to do for the majority of the time be basketball. And half of it, if I come outside with my camera, they don't play. You understand? Like, I don't know if they scared or what the case is, but if my camera's around, then they don't want to play. They want me to film the game, but they don't want to play the game. I don't get it. So I don't get it. They'll be like, yo, you gonna film? I'll be like, all right, I'm filming. Come on, start the game. And then I'm standing around for 45 minutes and nobody playing. So I leave. But Justin played an incredible game yesterday. He played offense and defense. He was on both sides of the ball. And he was locking down grown adults. And he a teenager. He like 14, 15 years old or something like that. He was locking down grown adults. Locking them down. And on many of those plays, he wasn't fouling. Some of those plays he was fouling. It is what he is. But on many of those plays, those was clean. He was getting blocks and everything that were clean. He was getting steals. That was clean. So, more to my point, one of the main reasons why I don't believe that LeBron James could be considered as the GOAT is because he can't play defense. He can't play defense. And he older now. And I'm going to let you know from personal experience. The older you get, the harder it is to play defense. The only way, okay, so I'm gonna let me do as clear this up. Your experience gets better. So your understanding of what to do improves. But your reaction time slows down. Your foot speed slows down. Like, these things slow down. The only thing that keeps you, good morning. The only thing that keeps you, you know, able to play defense while all of these things are diminishing is your experience. So if you are a person that was just never good at playing defense, when you get older, you are a liability, more so than the individual who is a good defensive player and just got older, slowed up a little, not as quick, reaction time isn't there. You understand? So LeBron James, good morning. All right, have a blessed. So to me, the LeBron James can't be the GOAT because he can't. And that's one of the main reasons why I keep trying to tell these kids. They want me to teach them how to, these kids want me to teach them how to do, like, dribble and do all of these other things. And I'm busy trying to explain to them, some of y'all don't even have the hand-eye coordination to do a damn crossover. So how can I show you how to do something until you build up your hand-eye coordination? So with a lot of these kids, you have to help them become athletes so they can become basketball players, for a lack of a better term. Because I had a kid the other day. I showed the kid how to shoot. He can shoot a jump shot. He's pretty good at shooting a jump shot. But he can't handle the ball. He can't even catch the ball. I was passing him the ball, and he couldn't even catch the ball to shoot the dang jump shot. I'm being honest with you. He couldn't catch the ball to shoot the jump shot. So I start working on him with his hand-eye skills, hand-eye coordination. And I think in his brain, I'm not helping him learn how to play basketball, so I'm not showing him no basketball move. So in his brain, I think he believes that I'm not doing my job. When in reality, I can't help you learn how to do crossovers and ball handling and stuff like that if you're just not working on basic hand-eye coordination. The other kids are ahead of you right now in hand-eye coordination. So with the other kids, I could work on certain things. With you, I might need to work on your hand-eye coordination. It's that simple. And that's why I'm happy I learned how to play sports the way I learned how to play sports. Good morning. That's why I'm so happy I learned how to play sports the way I learned how to play sports. Whereas, shout out to my family, they start working on the kids' hand-eye coordination like the minute you start walking. Like the minute you start walking in my family, we start working on your hand-eye coordination. Like, all of my brothers have ridiculous hand-eye coordination and have lightning quick reflexes. We start working on that stuff as soon as you can start walking in my family. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at some of these kids that got fathers at home, and I'm like, damn, what are y'all doing? What's up, fam? I was right there. I live here. I just didn't have my car with me. I just want to let you know. Thank you. Shout out to the homie. He said, yeah, he know. So? Told you. If you out here doing the Lord's work, he's going to protect you. And he's going to send his angels to protect you. And that's why whenever somebody is out here doing the Lord's work and you are being a benefit to them, that's why the Lord comes and blesses you. I'm going to say that again for the people that don't get it. Whenever you see someone doing the Lord's work and you help them do the Lord's work, God is going to then come and bless you. At least that's the way I believe it to work. And in my life, that's consistently how it has worked. All you gotta do is be a good person half of the time, man. That's the shit I don't get about a lot of people. Like, all you gotta do is just be a good person. Like, there's more to it than that, obviously. But, like, that's the beginning. Like, the beginning of doing right by the Most High is you have to want to be a good person. You got to then take Jesus as your Lord and Savior. He's the only way. Then you have to try to get rid of some of the things that you do that you're not supposed to be doing. We're never going to be able to become sinless. That's not what the objection is. The objection is not to become sinless. That's not going to happen because none of us are Jesus. Satan tries to make you think that you have to be perfect. You understand? But that's just a trick. You don't have to be perfect, fam. Because none of us can be. You understand? That's why I be looking at people like whenever they say somebody else is imperfect, so what are you doing talking to me? I know that's Satan talking through you. You understand? Because none of us is perfect. It's not even possible to be perfect. That's an impossible thing. It's not possible. Morning. Okay. Yeah, that's not possible. It's not possible to be perfect. Did she think a bus was going to come down this road? Is she slow? Oh, she's coming to get her car. Trying to figure out how to get out? Like, what the fuck? So basically, they're doing construction right here, and in order to get out the block, you gotta back out the other way. I could have told her that. The wild part is, I just said good morning to her. I think she thought I was trying to hit on her. Y'all see I say good morning to everybody? I know the husband. In any regard, and she had a tattoo. I am not into tattoos. And right on her neck. Like, she can't even hide it. Like, if we go anywhere. Yeah, I know that guy. So, yeah. So, just so we can be clear, You do not have to be perfect. Satan is going to make you think that the only way you could get to heaven is by being perfect, when the Bible clearly says that the only way to heaven is through Christ. You have to take him as your Lord and Savior. You have to believe that he is the only way. And we have to do our best to follow the doctrines that's in the Bible. We're not going to be able to follow all of them because none of us are perfect. We're all flawed. That is on purpose. That was some dude. I think he looked over here. He thought I was going to say hi to him or something. I didn't say nothing to him. It's kind of racist. I didn't say nothing because he's a black guy. I ain't gonna lie. But then when he walked past and then he did the hard thing, I was like, yeah. And then now he like turned around. He's walking back this way, probably trying to start a problem with me or something. I don't know. But I always assume, because it happens so often. Like, yeah, it happens so much. I just always assume they're trying to start a problem. Yeah, always assume trying to start a problem. All right, let's walk back around. Let's walk this way. Let's walk back around and see, because I mean, I walked out this gate just so I could walk back in this gate. So, you know, so I could talk to this gate. So let's walk this way. Shout out to the dude. I guess he knew me. I didn't remember him. Probably seen me around. Probably seen me. I'll be the talk of the town every now and then. But like I said, I love our police force. Guys are incredible. Morning. All right. Guys are incredible. I love our police force. Sensible people. They come to work to do their job. They don't come to work to do other foolishness, get involved in stupid shit. They just come to work to do their job. Gotta love that. I ain't walking back around this way. But that LeBron James thing, like, how do y'all think he the GOAT though, Dan? Also, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think LeBron is doing. This is why he's a sucker. LeBron is going to as many teams as possible wearing 23, so he could. That guy smoking a cigarette. Look how far he is. That guy smoking a cigarette. Look how far he is. I'll across the street because I don't care for cigarettes. But LeBron James is going to as many teams as possible wearing the 23, so then when he retires, he could try to get the 23 retired at every team so nobody could wear Jordan's number. That's going to be his number. So he can now be seen as 23 over Jordan. LeBron is just a clown, yo. He's just a clown. And any of those teams any team that he did not win a chip for that retires his jersey, they're also clowns. I'm going to say this again for everybody that don't get it. So, okay, so I'll give you a little context. For everybody that don't know, the number 42 was retired in baseball for Jackie Robinson, right? So they retired it, and it was at one point, the only player that still had 42 was Mariano Rivera. Shout out to Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time. No closer's better than that guy. Nigga had one pitch. Literally, yeah, change up, nothing. Yeah, one pitch. So what I believe LeBron is trying to do is basically that. He's trying to play for as many teams as possible so he could go and say he has his jersey retired by more teams than Jordan has his jersey retired, so therefore he's the GOAT. That's just clown behavior, fam. That's trying to stack the deck. You know what I'm saying? That's just clown behavior. Just clown behavior. I like pink on a woman. Yeah, that's just clown behavior. That's what I believe he's trying to do. And that's another reason I should start walking dogs. Like, they got a lot of people that make a good living inside of here just walking dogs. Like, the jobs that I have been offered that are just low, whatever, and that's the dope thing about living inside of a community. Like, when people need stuff, they look inside of the community for the thing that they need instead of outside of the community. And that's literally what the biggest issue with it in our Black community. Like, we don't look inside of our community enough to like, we'd rather go to people who are outside of our community. And good morning. Chilling. Yeah. She thick too. Sheesh. And she had a nice voice. Let's go. Anyway, so in our community, we look outside of our race to do business with people. And if we do business with other Black people, then we always want some kind of concession. I'm giving you my business. Yeah, what up, little homie? I'm giving you my business, so therefore you got to give me a discount. But then they'll go do the same business with a non-Black person, and they don't need a discount. Good morning. My father owned a moving company like the majority of my life. And I'm just being honest with you. The most difficult people to do business or work for was Black people. Like, bar none. Some foreigners. I guess foreigners and Black people. They were just the most difficult people to work with. Just bar none. And this is not me talking crap. This is me being the son of an actual business owner. And every single job we go to, damn near 90% of the jobs we go to that involve Black people, they don't want to pay whatever the price is that they agree to. You know what I'm saying? We go to move any other people, and that problem generally don't exist. And I'm going to double down just so you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Black people that's struggling. I'm talking about Black people that they doing okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the middle class. I'm not talking about people that's struggling. Like, everybody that's struggling don't want to pay. Like, they can't pay in many places, just so we can be clear. So I'm not talking about people that's struggling, you know? I'm talking about people that's, middle class, doing okay. I also want to reference something, so the other day, when I was talking about how bad socialism is, there was a person that came into the chat and said that I benefit from socialism because of the pantry. I want to explain to y'all, first of all, that person's an idiot. Second of all, what socialism isn't giving because you want to give. Socialism is you don't have a choice. Socialism is the government owning all property. So basically, socialism works like this. For everybody that don't get it, let's say you own a home. The home is yours. You're benefiting from that home. For whatever the reason is, the government decides they want that home. They could just come take it. Let's say you own a business. For whatever the reason is, the business is not doing well. The government don't even see you. Then all of a sudden, you have a breakout month. The government decides that they need your business. They could just come take it. That's socialism. All property is community property. There's no individual property. The government is in control over all properties. The government is in control over everything and if you don't believe me, Google exists. Like, these are not things that you could just Google this stuff. Socialism 100% leads to communism. What is communism? Communism is basically when the government owns everything. Why does socialism leads to the government, leads to communism? Because socialism creates the environment that allows for the government to take everybody's businesses and property. What up? No incentive to be successful. That's a fact. That's socialism. So, no, people donating is not socialism. People donating to help the community is not socialism. Socialism is literally when you have no choice. When the government could just come take your monies, when the government could just come take your businesses, when the government could just come take the things that you own because they want it. That is socialism. They need to really start teaching civics in school, man. Like, since they don't teach civics in school, it's like everybody's an idiot. Snacks?
Something like that.
Okay. It's like everybody's an idiot. All right, so the kids ain't playing no baseball. Good morning. It's like everybody's an idiot. That's what socialism is. Socialism is not people donating to help the poor. Socialism is literally the government saying that no one has a choice with whether you're going to give us your property. We're just going to take it. You don't have a bank account. The government can just go take your bank account. You don't own nothing. You understand? That's socialism. That's what the Democrats want for y'all. That's what the liberals, and I can't say the liberal voters want, because I don't think most of them are intelligent enough to know what socialism is, to be honest with you. Because they'll argue against socialism. I'll give you an example. They'll be upset. They'll try to say Trump is trying to control everything. Trump think he's a king. Trump think he's that. Trump think he's this. Trump is trying to steal businesses. Trump is trying to kick people out the country. And then they're going to be for socialism that literally does all of that. While Trump is right now actually not doing any of that. He's not doing any of those things. But they literally want to implement a process, a political process, which would be doing all of those things. So I just think, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think like not all liberals are slow, but I think in the majority of liberals are like, they're slow. For lack of a better term, I think they're the retarded party. Every single thing they say that they don't want, they campaign for. They don't want Donald Trump to steal the election. Good morning. Morning. But they also don't want to make the elections more safe. Explain that to me. They don't want Trump to steal the election, but they don't want voter ID, which will make it so that you have to have an actual valid ID in order to vote, which I think is common sense. You should need a valid ID to vote. I don't understand what the problem. You need a valid ID to drive. You need a valid ID to do everything else in America, but the most important thing, vote. I need an explanation. Also, in the in the Bill of Rights or the Constitution, one of the two, it says that we are given our inalienable rights from the Creator. God is mentioned. Our laws and statutes were written around Christian principles. We are a Christian nation. I'm going to say this again. Our laws and statutes, our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, it was written by Christians who specifically wanted to make sure that we had a Christian nation. So every time I hear that politics and religion is supposed to be separate, I know that's Satan talking. I don't care who telling me. That's Satan's words. Because Satan doesn't want God to be in every aspect of your life. And what's the easiest way to make God every aspect of your life? By making it so that our country runs on his ideas. And for the people that don't understand what I'm saying, If our laws, statutes, and our Constitution was written with the Bible and God in mind, which it was, it says it literally in the Constitution, then that means that the people who created the laws and statute and Constitution and the Bill of Rights and what we currently live under wanted us to live under the governance of the Most High. Now, let's just switch that up for a minute. And this is not me knocking any other religion. I just want to just point something out. Muslims believe that they want to live in a nation that is ran by the ideas of Muhammad, correct? But also Americans want you to believe, the liberal left wants you to believe that it's okay that if we are a nation ran by Muhammad, but we're not okay to be a nation ran by Christ. I need somebody to explain that to me. I want to live under Christ's rulership. I belong to Jesus. I'm the property of Jesus. I'm not the property of nobody else's. So I want to live in a land where the ideas, concepts, and the beliefs of the Bible is propagated. I don't want to live somewhere where we are against Jesus. I don't want to live somewhere where we don't love the Lord. And this is not me knocking anybody. This isn't me talking bad about anybody. This isn't me going at anybody. This is just me saying I love Christ. And I want the nation and I love Christ a lot, like the most of anything. And I believe that Christ is right. Period. On everything. So therefore, I want to live in a nation that runs on the ideas and principles that is associated with Jesus Christ. Period. Now, if you want to live in a different kind of nation, that's your right. You can go to one of those nations and be comfortable. Just so we can be clear. But I want to live in a nation that loves Jesus Christ. I want to live in a nation where I can love Jesus Christ openly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chilling. Good morning.
Hi.
Chilling. That's where I want to live. I love Christ. I want to live in a nation that loves Christ. I want us to stop with this. You got to keep church and politics separate, because that's crazy. We got literal books in the Bible that's completely encapsulates the politics of God. Corinthians talk about politics, kinda, if you want to, and the Proverbs talk about laws. It talks about how we're supposed to be governed. I want to be governed by the Bible. Now, if I was out there in the community where the black people live, and I was talking about Christ like this, if somebody be out there trying to attack me, people will be walking past, yelling obscenities at me. Some people will be like, "What's up? Don't get it. We ain't gonna act like that's not a thing." But people be out there be trying to attack me, all types of different crazinesses. How y'all doing this morning? Excellent. Have a blessed day. Save some of the sun for the rest of us too. I'm gonna say something. So you should have seen yesterday. So when I was at the park yesterday filming the basketball, whatever, there's a couple of people there that was at the park playing basketball, whatever, that they try to get everybody to like hate me and treat me weird, and they try to tell everybody, I'm not cool and people don't like me and everybody dislike me or whatever, right? You should have seen their faces. Well, all of those people from from out here, like the beach club and stuff like that. And I'm gonna put y'all on a game. Some of those people is rich, like rich. So you should have seen their faces when all of those people was walking past me saying what's up to me and shit. You know how stupid they look to those little kids they be tricking? Because they be tricking the kids that's after them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not kids no more. Like, they adults or whatever, young adults. And so they've been lying to the kids that's after them all of this time. They don't understand that if we got anything going, those same people that I've been saying hi and what's up to, they will put money up to help the thing happen. Like, they don't understand how this shit work. So, sheesh. Oh yeah, that's that baddie. She's bad. There's not many females I would consider dating other than a certain person. I would definitely consider dating her. She's bad. She's like my type. She's like my body type. I like nice and petite with nice legs. I like petite. I don't know where this thing came from, where we started calling fat thick, but now we call fat people thick, I guess. But a lot of these people y'all think is thick, I just think they're fat. I'm just being honest with you. And that's not to be disrespectful. You know, I just think they're fat. I don't think you could be thick, in my opinion, if you like some people just fat, man. It's just fat. And you're gonna go get the girl pregnant, and then after you get her pregnant, she's not gonna be fat no more. She's gonna be obese. So pardon me. So y'all gotta start. I'm gonna say this is real talk. Do what you want with it. What y'all gotta start doing is you gotta start working out with your girl before you get her pregnant, man. Gotta just start stretching in the mornings, do a little bit of exercise together. You know what I'm saying? Don't gotta be nothing heavy, but you know, help change your mindset, help change her mindset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my battery about to die. We walking straight to the crib. See, people gotta start doing that. Like, I'm not even interested in dating somebody that we don't do a little bit of body maintenance. You know, like, look at me, fam. I'm an older man, and I'm in pretty good shape. Like, what sense would it make for me to get as old as I am right now and not try to date somebody at least 15 to 20 years younger? Like, that would be stupid, retarded. So I spent my whole life staying in shape, my whole entire life staying in shape, just for me to get older, be single, and then marry somebody my same age, not marry somebody 15 or 20 years younger at the least. That's insane. Like, that's stupid. That shit only exists in the black community, yo. Only in the black community. Good morning. This only exists in the black community. This doesn't exist in no other community. No other community thinks like this except for our community. Every other community, and the reason why this works in our community is because we got so many older women that ain't married. So they're able to trick people. Yeah, this shit only happens in our community. This shit don't happen in nobody else's community. Nobody else's community, because that's retarded. You got a man that's an older man in shape, and he don't have no choice but to marry somebody or be with somebody his same exact age after he been spending his whole life staying in shape. That's retarded. They're gonna try to make you believe that. I'm gonna unfriend niggas. I'm just being honest with you. Once you try to push that on me, I'm gonna unfriend you. I don't care what you call it. I don't care what you say. Because the Bible say different. And the Bible literally says, different. All right? The Bible don't say that you have to you have to be with somebody within 5 years of your age. The Bible don't say that. The Bible don't say nothing like that. And this is why I think most people are perverts. And this is why I think women are way more perverted than men. Because the minute that you don't want to marry somebody that's old as you or whatever, and you got a good reason, it's not a bad reason. Like, I've been in shape my whole life. I kept myself in shape my whole life. Like, peak conditioning damn near. Like, not that much, I'm like Captain America. But I kept myself in shape my whole life, right? And so one of the things older women do, and I used to see them doing this when I was a little kid, is that they poison the younger girls to not date older guys that they will want to date. They poison them. They try to make you think that there's something perverted with the guy or some shit like that. There's nothing perverted with the guy. It's just like, why in the hell would I stay in shape my whole entire life? You know how much exercise I've done? I've probably done more exercise in single years than the majority of people that I know did throughout the course of in the whole decade. You understand what I'm saying? So I did all of that exercising, all of that working out, everything else. You know, I wasn't able to find a wife when I was older. Now, when I was younger, now I get older, and I'm gonna go find an old woman to be with, who I promise you didn't take nearly as good care of herself as I did. I'm going to go do that. And now I'm going to tell you how else that is a trick. That's why a lot of y'all young girls got baby daddies now, because they tricked y'all into getting into relationships with these kids that was not ready to be a father. And the men that is ready to be the father, y'all trying to, the older women is blocking y'all. So y'all busy going out here in the world, having all of these kids with all of these young boys that is not capable of being a good father, wanting to be a father, wanting to be a husband, or any of that stuff, while you have actual men that want to be fathers and want to be husbands, and the old women is blocking y'all from them. I'm talking to the young women right now. Y'all being tricked. And that's why we have all of this youth pregnancy in the black culture, with no husbands and no fathers around. But in other cultures, it's not like that. Because in other cultures, women are actually marrying men that want to be fathers. And in our culture, the men that want to be husbands and want to be fathers get blocked by the older women because they threw away their youth. No youth away. They decided that they wanted to be outside being a single mom and being independent and being all of these ways that make you incompatible with being a wife. They decided these things. Then now that they're older and they don't have nobody, and the older men that are capable and still in shape that could go pull younger women, they got to trick the younger women. So now the younger women, they going out there and they dating some young dude that's gonna go get them pregnant and get their friend pregnant and get that other chick pregnant, and then probably end up dead or in jail. What is perfectly good men out here that will take care of her, love her, treat her like a wife, allow her to blossom into the person that she want to be, that God probably wants her to be. But y'all getting blocked by these old people that rather you go have 6, 7 kids with 4 or 5 different dudes than you have a happy marriage with one man because he's older than you. This only exists in black culture. And we're not going to be able to fix our society, our culture, our people, our black people until that is away with. And I don't think that's going to go anywhere until Jesus comes back. I don't think that's going anywhere till Jesus comes back. I think our people are too brainwashed. I don't think that's going anywhere. We literally need Jesus to come back to fix black people. We're never going to get fixed until Jesus comes back. And I think that's more of an indication of who we are in the Bible than anything else. More of an indication in that than anything else in the Bible of who we are. That the only person that could save all us is Jesus. While all of these other cultures and all of these other races of people, the governments come to help them. Everything comes to help them. Other nations come to help them. Everything. And they get fixed to the way that they want to be. You understand what I'm saying? They get countries and nations and everything else. I'm not speaking like that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying that's a thing. But with us, we have to have Jesus come back. Because that's the only way to get through to our people. Not that's the only way to save us from other people. That's the only way to get through to our people. If Jesus don't come back, our people that's the only way. Good morning. My battery about to die. I'm like at 10%, 13% battery life. So I only got a couple more minutes. But that's the only way for Jesus to come back. That's more of an indication of who we are in the Bible than anything. There is nothing else that's more pronounced than that. You know how I was talking about earlier for everybody that wasn't here. I said, if you look at my life and look at the things that happen in my life, it's obvious that God is on my shoulder. It's obvious that God has his hands on me. Like the things that happen to me in my life, the things that I'm afforded, just the shit that happens around my life. It's obvious that God is in my life in a positive way. It's obvious. Like, it's just obvious. So imagine being a person who say that you love the Lord. You're Christian and you love the Lord. Now, I'm saying Christian specifically because I'm not trying to hold anybody that believes anything different to our doctrine. So you say that you love the Lord and you're a Christian, but you don't see the favor on my life. Have a blessed day. Yes, ma'am. But you don't see the favor on my life. I spend 4 days out of the week at the church in one capacity or another. I do security at the church on Sunday. That's what type of time I'm on. I'm telling you, we're not going to be fixed until Jesus come back. And I just think that that's scripture. I just think it's scripture. The Bible says something so important and y'all just ignore it. The Bible says that he's going to make the women who are not suitable to be wives have short hair. He's going to take the hair of the women who are not suitable to be wives. It says this in the Bible, fam. Now pay attention. Who are all the leftist liberals? What was one of the main movements that the leftist liberals did? Women cutting their hair. Tell me where the lie's at. Tell me where the lie's at. Let me see if I can get my extension cord out here. I don't think I can. I don't think I got enough extension cords. Hold on. Nope. Ooh, now I'm not gonna be able to get that extension cord out. So I gotta buy like 2 more extension cords. I need so much more room. All right, we got 12%. I must keep going for a little while longer. Bam. And that is why, as soon as I think somebody is trying to manipulate me, I don't deal with them no more. I gave that coach mad passes and mad grace because we went to the same church and we was in the same church. So I gave him mad passes and mad grace. And I think that that was a mistake. And I'm not going to lie to you. I know God ain't mad at me, but I know he's disappointed, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? I know God is disappointed in me because I wasn't there for that. I wasn't there for that. I was there for something else, apparently, that I didn't even do. So, let's see. I hate that I really can't see the damn thing right now. Anyway, just telling you what it is, man. That's one of the reasons why our culture is so bad right now. That's why we got so many kids running around, so many baby mamas and kids, because you got the young girls who's fertile, they ready to have kids, and y'all convincing them, instead of going and getting with a stable man that's going to want to be with them and give them kids and love them, y'all convincing them to go get into relationships with these young boys out here. They just going around having sex with that one, have a kid, then break up, have sex with that one, have a kid, break up, have sex with that one, have a kid. Now they 20 years old. And now, after they 20 years old, they living whatever life, now they in their 30s, and now they realize the mistake they made. So now they trying to convince all the older dudes that could have younger women, that they trying to convince them that there's something wrong with the older dudes, or they trying to convince the younger women that there's something wrong with the older dudes. because they understand that they have destroyed they have hurt their ability to be taken care of for the rest of their life because they was just, you know, so generous with the vagina. Yes, I record with the phone sideways. Portrait. I mean landscape. That's portrait. This is landscape. Fam. That's one of the main reasons why we got all of these kids having babies with no fathers and all of these young girls with 5 and 6 babies. Because instead of y'all allowing a guy a little bit older than them to take care of them, y'all busy convincing them that they got to marry and be with somebody their same age who ain't ready. While the God has put into them to be ready to have kids. They're ready to start pushing out kids. Biologically. Yeah, I know I could do it with a mobile device. I'm doing it. I don't understand what you're saying. God is putting into these women to go have kids. They turn 17, 18 years old. They already, their biological clock started. They ready to have kids. But y'all busy trying to tell them to go do everything else in the world except for to go find a man that's capable of taking care of them. That want to take care of them. Y'all telling them to go get with a dude that don't got nothing. Y'all telling them to go get with a little boy who hasn't even learned how to treat a woman. And then y'all wonder why these girls is out here talking about how bad their relationships is. Y'all forcing them into relationships with people that don't even know how to treat them. This is common sense and logic. How can you love your daughter if you are out here convincing your daughter to go date someone near her same age who because of that has no life experience? Imagine wanting to send your daughter out into the world to be married or be with a dude that has no life experience. None. Zero. There's a reason why men gain value as they get older while women lose value as they get older. And females don't understand this until they get into their 30s. Us as men, we understand this because year by year, we see our value go up continuously. Females see their value go up, go up, go up. They get about 17, 18, and that's their peak value. Yep, I want free food from the pantry. I also be at the pantry giving out food to other people. I feed hundreds of people every week, possibly thousands. I help feed thousands of people every week. Are you trying to speak badly about me because I help feed thousands of people every week? See how Satan works? I help feed thousands of people every week. But you see how Satan works? Satan wants you to think that's something bad. Imagine coming into somebody's lives and making fun of them because they feed thousands, they help to feed thousands of people every week. Imagine that. See how Satan work? My life about to die anyway. What I got? 10% battery life? We right here, so I stay on. I help to feed thousands of people every week. Through the course of a month, I help to feed quite possibly 10,000 plus people every week. Every month. Quite possibly. And you think I'm supposed to feel bad because of that? You know who else they hated when they did good? Jesus. Whenever Jesus did any kind of good out in the world, Satan, got the people who help him to come around and attack everything Jesus was doing. Tell me where the lie at. I'm not Jesus. But tell me where the lie at. Every time Satan see you doing something that God loves, Satan comes by and he tries to make you feel bad for doing the thing that God loves. Every time Satan see you doing something that God loves, Satan tries to get other people to help them to convince you to stop doing the thing that God loves. Now, Jesus fed a whole lot of people with bread, with 3 loaves of bread and fish, right? These are the same people that was probably there talking shit about Jesus while he was doing it. Satan is never going to stop coming after me. I do too much work for God genuinely with my heart. Satan is never going to stop coming after me. I'm literally one of those people that just pay attention to who don't like me, and you know who disagrees with God. I'm literally one of those people. Just see who don't like me, and you know who disagree with God. I'm literally one of those people. I help to feed over 10,000 people a month, give or take. And I got somebody making fun of me because of that. That's something bad. They want me to stop feeding people. I erased their comment, by the way. Should I just? Nah, I just erased the comment. I can't even see what your name is. So I know you want me to see what your name is, but I can't even see it. Y'all think these people that's in here is just trolling me? They're trolling Jesus. They're not trolling me. If I'm doing God's work, they're not trolling me. They're trolling Jesus. They talking shit about Jesus. They're not trolling me. I keep telling y'all these people hate God. Y'all keep acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Notice the things that they criticize me for. 100% of the things they criticize me for being servants to other individuals. You know what God said that we're supposed to be in the Bible? Servants to each other. So what are they criticizing me for and talking bad to me about? Being servants for other humans. What do God say that we should be in the Bible? Servants to other humans. And just to double down, I get free food from a pantry that I work at. So that means that I'm never going to go hungry. So that means that whoever is living in the home with me is never going to go hungry. Any women, any kids, any adults, anybody that lives in the home that I'm living in is never going to be hungry, is never going to have to worry about food. Explain to me how that's bad. I'll wait. Make another account. Explain to me how that's bad. You say all of these terrible things about me, but I have the capacity to make sure that whoever lives under my roof is never hungry. Not one night. Never hungry. Ever. Explain to me why you think that's bad, because you're saying that's a bad thing. Explain to me why you think that's bad. Explain. See how Satan works? That's how Satan works. Satan tries to make everything good bad and everything bad good. That's why everything that I do, they try to tell you I'm doing something bad. That's another way that I know who has influence, Satan has influence over. Whenever I go out into the world and do anything good, I know my intentions. Remember, other people might not know my intentions, but I know my intentions. So whenever I go do anything, I'm doing it for my heart. So whenever I go do anything and I got somebody trying to pretend like I'm lying, doing something, I know that's influence from Satan. Like I know it immediately. Immediately I know this. Because I know my heart. And you saying, oh, but I don't know you. I don't care. It don't matter to me. You don't need to know my heart. I know my heart. You thinking that and not knowing my heart actually doubles down on the position that I'm taking. That you're just trying to work against God. And it don't have nothing to do with me. So that's what you got to understand. A lot of these contrarians, people that's just saying the opposite of whatever they hear somebody else saying, a lot of the time they just want to work against God. It don't have nothing to do with we just trying to expand the conversation. No, it don't got nothing to do with that. They just want to work against God. They hate Jesus. I promise you. I promise you. They just hate Jesus, man. It is what it is. Anyway, with that being said, it's at 7%. In a minute, it's going to be at 5%. And once it's at 5%, I can't see the phone at all. I won't even be able to click it off. So with that being said, I love y'all. Everybody go out into the world. Do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. These devils is out here, fam. And they working hard. And they're never going to stop working. They don't care. You understand? Like, they know they going to hell. They're happy with going to hell. They're just trying to get you to go with them. I'm going to say that again for the people that don't get it. Satan is not the ruler of hell. Satan is going to be in the pits of fire, the fiery pits. He is going to suffer in hell. He is not going to be the ruler of hell. He is going to suffer. Everybody that helps Satan is going to suffer. This is not a joke. This isn't a game. You know how children don't understand how long life is when they're babies? That's like us. We don't understand how long eternity is because we live inside of time. When Jesus comes back and everything is fulfilled, many of us will be taken into heaven, which exists outside of time. We can't even comprehend it. You're throwing away your eternity for a finite amount of whatever you get out of this. Just something to be mindful of. With that being said, everybody have a blessed day. Go out there into the universe. Do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. I'm out.